Good morning and welcome to this video. It's currently very early on Saturday morning and you're hopefully watching this on a Friday, so happy Friday. So why am I up so early on a Saturday morning, you might ask, is because today we are fixing this sweater before I pack away all of my sweaters ready for summer. So what's wrong with this sweater? Well, for me, it's a little snug. It's a little too tight for my liking, and my tolerance for wool has went down since I made this in 2021. So it's just a bit uncomfortable and I don't really reach for it very much. The arms are also very tight. So just a little bit about the sweater before we change it. I made this in 2021 on the Sentro knitting machine. It is a beautiful lace sweater. I've got two videos about it. So I've got one here on how I made the lace, and then I've got another one here on how I made the sweater. So I'll link both of those in the description down below if you want to watch them. So what are our plans for today? Well, I'm going to turn this into a cardigan. So in order to do that, we're going to have to take off the ribbing on the bottom, the ribbing on the neckband, and then we're going to split it down the center. And then we're going to knit a new button band, put the bottom ribbing back on. I might do a split hem on it. And what I also want to do is I want to replace the sleeves. So the sleeves are tapered sleeves and they were knit flat on the Sentro machine. And they're just a little bit snug. I didn't really sew them very well into the arm side, and it's not as stretchy as it should be. So I want to take the sleeves off, re-knit them completely. I do have some leftover yarn from the original project, so I should have enough to make the sleeves a bit bigger and to also do the additional ribbing for the button band. The other reason that I want to replace the sleeves is, you can see on this one, we have the lovely diamond lace motif going up the sleeves, but then I was obviously getting tired. I think I knit this in a day. And I didn't do the lace on this sleeve. And I think it looks fine. So we're going to skip the lace and we're just going to knit the sleeves in the round. I've done that quite a bit on the last few sweaters I've made, just knit in the round for the sleeves. Sorry, it is very early, so you'll have to excuse my voice. Yeah, knit in the round. It's easier, it's quicker. I know the sleeves fit me well. And seeing as I did film this, I'll be able to see what I did for this. I'll go back and watch my own video and see what I did for the arm side, and then we'll just repeat that with maybe a little bit more room. And then I'm a lot better at seaming now than I was 4 years ago, so hopefully this seam will look a little bit nicer than it does right now. So I mean, it looks fine when I'm wearing it, but yeah, it's not up to my current standard. Yeah, so those are the changes we need to make. Neckband off, bottom band off, up the front, new button band, sleeves off, completely re-knit the sleeves and reattach them. So we're going to try and do all of that in a day. I think the hand knitting of the band at the bottom is probably going to take me the longest, but I'll take you along for the ride. So the first thing to do is to get this off, because I'm getting hot already, and let's dismantle it. It took a lot longer to unravel the bind off than I expected. It was quite felted. But once the bind off was done, unraveling the ribbing went a little smoother. I regretted not counting how many rows of ribbing I did before I started unraveling it, but I'm hoping I mentioned how many rows I did in my video. One thing I wasn't expecting was the overpowering smell of laundry detergent as I undid the stitches. It was a nice surprise. When I got to the final row, I made sure to slow down and not pull so hard. I knew I would have the live stitches on the sweater to keep intact. I was hoping, as it had felted a little, they wouldn't ladder until I had time to secure them on some waste yarn. And step one complete. The bottom ribbing is off. Time for the neckline ribbing. And as if by magic, neckline ribbing done. Next, open down the front. And we have a cardigan. So I think once I've undone this, you can see actually just how small it is. So yeah, I think I'm going to do the hand knitting stuff first, because I think that's probably going to take the longest, and then I'll know if I have time to do the sleeves. And worst case scenario, it's a cardigan that I can wear next year with the sleeves that are slightly too tight. Yeah, so time to do some hand knitting, see how long this takes me. I decided to do the bottom ring first. I watched my old video and thankfully I did mention what I did previously, which was with a 6mm hook, I did knit 2, purl 1 for 10 rows. So that is exactly what I did again. If you've never tried knitting with a crochet hook called knittng, I highly recommend it. I find it easier than knitting with 2 needles, and I'll pop a tutorial in the description if you fancy giving it a go. And I did decide to go with the split hem, doing both sides and the back separately. I thought this would also be a good approach as I was using the yarn I unravelled from the bottom ribbing, so there's no guarantee I would use the exact same amount again. I'm sure my tension has changed in 4 years. So this way, if I run out, I will likely know before I'm in the middle of the bind off. And surprising nobody except maybe me, I couldn't get all of that done in one day, so welcome to day 2. What I did get done today was all of the hand knitting and the ribbing. So I have a nice split hem on the bottom here. So that's both fronts done and back. And I did get the button band done as well. I think I just winged the pickup and I don't think I did it consistently on each side because I've got a little bit of puckering here. And this one looks a little bit more sloped, whereas that one has a bit more of a V, but I'm sure once I get this washed and hung up for a bit, I'm sure it'll even itself out. And I also don't think anybody's going to notice other than me. I decided to not do any buttonholes or any buttons, mostly just because I was getting a bit tired at that point and my hands were starting to cramp and hurt. So I just wanted to get finished. I can always do afterthought buttonholes if I decide I want to fasten this, but I think I'll probably always just leave it open. So I'll see if I feel the need for buttons, and then I'll do afterthought buttonholes. But today, sleeves. So need to get these off and unravelled. I'm going to get my machine out, watch my video to see what I did for the sleeves, and get those knit. And hopefully we can do those in today and I'll still have some time to edit this video. But I have to admit, I was starting to feel a little bit deflated by this point. The cuffs being completely felted didn't help matters when it came to unravelling the sleeves. This is the one thing I do love about knitting and crochet, is that I can just unravel and make it bigger or smaller, or if I fancy it, turn it into something completely new. Just to show the difference, this sleeve is fresh off the machine and was knit in the round. And this is the original sleeve, knit flat and seamed. It took so long to unravel the first sleeve into a ball that I thought for the other sleeve I would try and knit on the machine directly from the old sleeve and skip the unravelling altogether. I was getting quite pushed for time at this point and I thought it would be quicker. It did not go well. It was causing too much stress on the machine, and having to pause so often meant I was highly likely I was going to lose count of my rows. So I ended up just unravelling a few inches at a time and knitting with that, then stopping and unravelling more. This seemed to work quite well, and I think it was a little faster than turning it into a ball first. For the sleeve cap, I started out doing decorative decreases, but I quickly swapped to the quick and easy decreases instead. Sometimes good enough is just good enough. I might regret it when it comes to seaming, but it was quicker in the moment. Then finally, all that was left to do was the cuffs and sew in the sleeves, and my new cardigan was done. I'm very happy with it. Is it perfect? Not by any means. As I said before, there's a little puckering in the neckline, and there's also a slip stitch in one of the sleeves, which I just pulled to the back and tied into place. So not perfect, but still a vast improvement on what it looked like before. It did turn into a slog at the end there, but I think that's just because I was rushing to get this video done over the weekend, so I wouldn't have to try and edit it on an evening after work. So I think my lesson learned here is YouTube can wait. Sometimes deadlines are good and get things done. I have to admit, if I wasn't filming this for a video, I likely would have just put the sweater away for next year. And certainly after putting in a days of effort, and not getting the sleeves done, I probably would have stopped then as well. So the video made me finish the project, but the deadline did suck the fun out of it a little bit. So for my next Fix My Knits episode, which is another cardigan, I think I'm just going to resign myself to spending a good few days on it, and the video will go up when it goes up. So if you want to see the next episode, please subscribe. If you enjoyed watching this one, please click the thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Let me know if there's anything that you need to fix that you're putting off, and maybe this video will encourage you to get started. I am very happy that this is done. It's been a long time coming. So thank you very much for watching and for giving me the motivation to get this done. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.